Now we will study about the great Maratha Empire. So in Maratha Empire we will talk about the great Shivaji. The time period of Shivaji was 1627 AD to 1680 AD. Shivaji was born in the fort of Sivaner in 1627 AD. He belonged to the Bhonsle family of Pune district. His father's name was Sahaji Bhonsle. His father was a military officer at first in the state of Ahmednagar and then from 1660 and then from 1636 AD in the state of Bijapur, and he owned the territory of Pune as a Jagir. His mother name was Jijabai, a very religious lady. Shivaji was brought up at Pune under the careful supervision of his mother and an able Brahmin, Dadaji Kondadev, and the grandfather of Shivaji was Maloji Bhonsle. Shivaji also came under the religious influence of Guru Ramdas, which made him proud of his motherland. In 1637 AD, Shivaji's father entrusted the administration of the Pune Jagir to him. The administration of Jagir remained under the Dadaji de facto control till 1647 AD. When Shivaji assumed the full charge, before that, at the age of 18 years, he overran a number of hills fort near Pune. He captured the fort of Torna in 1646 AD. Shortly afterwards, he built new forts like Raigarh and Pratapgarh. Shivaji began his real career of conquest in 1656 AD when he conquered Javali from the Maratha chief Chandra Rao More. This made him the master of highlands area of Mawala. Like Mawali foot soldiers become a strong part of his army. Next, he attacked the Adil Shahi kingdom of Bijapur in 1657 AD, and in 1659 AD, the Sultan of Bijapur sent his general Afzal Khan to capture Shivaji. But Shivaji was too clever for him and killed him with a deadly weapon called Bagh or tiger's claw. So important events in Shivaji's life were conquest of Torna in 1646 AD, conquest of Kondana fort 1647 AD, Shivaji kills Afzal Khan in 1659 AD, and he attacked 200 times on Surat in 1664 AD to 1670 AD. And now we'll talk about in 1660 AD a combined Mughal Bijapuri campaign started against Shivaji. Shaista Khan, maternal uncle of Aurangzeb, was appointed as the governor of Deccan to check the rising power of Shivaji. However, in 1663 AD, Shivaji made a bold attack on military camp of Shaista Khan and plundered Surat in 1664 AD and later on Ahmednagar. So when next time Aurangzeb sent his own son Prince Muazzam, and then on his failure he sent Raja Jai Singh of Amber against Shivaji. Jai Singh succeeded and Shivaji in the fort of Palandar. Consequently, the Treaty of Purandar happened in 1665 AD. According to this treaty, out of 35 forts held by him, Shivaji agreed to keep only 12 forts and 23 forts given to the Mughal Empire. Shivaji agreed to the condition attached with the position of 12 forts, service and loyalty to the Mughal throne. Shivaji agreed to help the Mughals against Bijapur. Shivaji was to keep possession of the territory worth 4 lakh huns a year in the Bijapuri Konkan region. The Balaghat territory of Bijapur was granted to Shivaji. Shivaji agreed to visit the imperial court of Aurangzeb at Agra. When Shivaji reached Agra in 1666 AD, the emperor gave him a cold reception by making him stand among the mansabdars of lower grade. A humiliated and angry Shivaji walked out of the court. He, along with his son, was put under house arrest. However, they trickled the royal guards and managed to escape in the basket of sweets which was to be sent as a gift to the Brahmin. Shivaji reached Maharashtra in September 1666 AD. He remained in relative silence for 3 years between 1666 AD to 1669 AD. After consolidating his position and reorganizing his administration, Shivaji renewed his war against the Mughals by his second plunder of Surat in 1670 AD and gradually recovered many of his forts. Aurangzeb sent Diler Khan and Bahadur Khan against Shivaji. However, Shivaji defeated them in the Battle of Salhar in 1672 AD. Now, after that, coronation of Shivaji happened. Shivaji declared himself the independent ruler of the Maratha kingdom and was crowned Chhatrapati in 1674 AD at Raigad. He made Raigad his capital. Shivaji's coronation symbolizes the rise of the people of challenge the might of Mughals. It was significant due to the two reasons. By coronating under the title Handwa Dharmodharak, means protector of Hinduism, of the new and independent state Hindvi Swarajya, Shivaji proclaimed to the world that he was no just a rebel son of a Maratha Sardar in Bijapur court, but equal to any other ruler in India. Second one, only a coronation could give Shivaji the legitimate right to collect revenue from the land and levy tax on the people. Ganga Bhatt, the priest presiding over the function, declared that Shivaji was Surya Vanshi Kshatriya and gave the title of Kshatriya Kalvat Vamsha. And after his coronation, Shivaji formed an alliance with the Qutub Shahi rulers of Golconda and led a campaign into Bijapuri, Karnataka in 1676 AD and conquered Jingi, Vellore, and many forts in Karnataka. To strengthen his position, Shivaji married some of the girls of the leading old Maratha families. He died at Raigad in 1680 AD after ruling for only 6 years after his coronation. The most important point we should know that Shivaji has formed a group of 8 ministers known as the Ashtapradhan. So Ashtapradhan we'll discuss one by one. First position was Peshwa or the chief minister is known as prime minister. He looked after general administration and later assumed great importance. Second one was Amatya or Mazumdar, accountant general. Third one Sachiv or Surnavis, also called Chitnis or royal correspondence. Fourth one Sumant or Dabir, is related to foreign affairs. Fifth one Senapati or Sir A. Nawat was military commander. Sixth one Mantri or Vakia Navis was for personal safety of the king. Seventh one Nyayadhish, administration of justice. Eighth one Pandit Rao, looking after charitable and religious affairs of the state. He worked for the moral uplift of the people. So this is all about Shiva, the great Shivaji. Now later on we will talk about the successor of Shivaji.